Good morning. I slept actually pretty good. It's not damp at all, and that changes everything. I just had this shirt on and I had to wear the beanie. It's about 10 degrees, so I'll get dressed and then head out. I'm in no rush this morning. I only have 460K to cover today. That's a breeze. I'm just gonna be like, oh, and we're there. So I'm going to Kelowna for the evening, and or Kamloops. Kelowna? Kamloops. Kamloops is the northern one. Yeah, I always mix up the two and my brain is just slowly rising to the occasion. So Kamloops. I'm going to Kamloops today for the night, and then I'm meeting up with friends the next day. So that's going to be great. So I'm hoping to check out Jasper. That should be pretty cool. And I'll have some breakfast in camp. There's no rush getting out of here. I can leave around 9:30, 10. I'm just gonna mess around and, repack, have some coffee. I didn't film in camp last night at all because it got dark really quick, and I'm trying to be quiet now because there are families and stuff. There's almost no privacy here. Like, it's all open and there's kids and stuff like that. So I just left it alone and didn't point the camera at anything and anybody, and just kind of stay in the tent. Filming in the tent for now, and that'll be it. Okay, goodbye Wabasso campground in Jasper National Park. It's a great place. The weather was beautiful. It was not damp this morning at all. Just a bit of wet under the old ground sheet there, but that's fine. That's normal. The one downside is that there aren't any showers here. I thought I would enjoy a nice shower before bed. There's a nice bathroom and the water is, drinkable, and there's soap and stuff. It's just you can't really shower in there. You can only kind of, splash yourself around a bit, but you can't take care of your nether regions, and therefore you're kind of sleeping in your own filth a little bit. So anyhow, now we are off to Jasper first. Because I am desperate for fuel, but it's only a few kilometers and I have about 50-kilometer range, so it's fine. I did the math yesterday, as you heard, and everything is good. And also I want to see the town, and I might not go for a walk because the sun is out and it started to kind of bake, but maybe find a cold brew or something, and then make my way on to Kamloops, which is only 460 kilometers today. Practicing the standing up position here as we make our way out of Wabasso. Oh, also very nice feature for this campsite is that the firewood is included and it's free. So you just grab it. I actually used my moto bags to grab the firewood and bring it back to my campsite. And I mean, it's softwood, it's fine. It'll burn and it'll heat up your water in the morning and whatever. And it's easy to light. So yeah, that was cool. I just kind of grabbed from the pile and yeah, brought more than I needed, which is a good thing. And then the next camper is going to have a little bit of wood to begin their day. There are, as you can see, that's the recycling bin, but there are bear lockers so that you can keep your food and toiletries safe from bears. I heard that they're around, obviously. I mean, you look around and there's bear here, and you're just gonna have to take care of that and be cognizant of that fact. Let's see. I just want to leave. I don't need to leave anything, do I? Trash or otherwise? I just want to go. All right. Okay, Jasper, 10 minutes-ish, maybe 15, and then we'll get fuel for the Hyperion. Good old girl. I'm just gonna watch the revs and make it over there in one piece.
Jasper, sort of main street. Despite my best intentions, we ended up limping here following this traffic, so I got fuel to spare now. Let's find the pecan. There's a couple of fuel stops coming up, so we're good. This isn't a big town. I mean, people live here, of course. I'm not sure. It's a bit like Lake Louise. Like, I'm not sure what people do apart from the hospitality industry. But I would live here. I like the country. I don't mind the city, but not to live in. Like, just in passing, that's fine. Houses must be extremely expensive up here. Like, this might be a good place to retire and just kind of chill, you know? If you like winter wonderlands and snowmobiles and other such activities. There is my fuel. This might take a few minutes, but we'll get there. Alright, I can't go here. I mean, I could, but he wants to go there. Alright, we're gonna turn her around. Turn the bike around. Let's use up as little room as possible and not use the diesel pump. I hate when people do that. I drive a Golf diesel, and people that don't need diesel use the diesel pump all the time. Then it drives me absolutely up the wall. Something tells me that if we keep going that way, we're gonna find some coffee. I wouldn't mind a local coffee shop. I wouldn't mind that at all. Of course, if we find the Starbucks, maybe my GS will find another GS to mate with. It's still quite cool, 21 degrees, and I need to sit somewhere and look at all this weather and look at maps and stuff and figure out if I need to don my gear. I will not be caught in a Winnipeg situation ever again. You know, in movies, sometimes you have like in the storyline, characters have a history together. Usually it's a military situation, and they explain something that happened in the past just by naming the town that it happened in. Like, I don't know, like for example, somebody says to another character like, oh, after Berlin, I definitely learned my lesson. Something to that effect. I'm sure you know what I mean, and you're always, well, what happened in Berlin? And then obviously you end up finding out later in the movie, but for me, it's after Winnipeg, I'm not gonna let that happen again. And go watch my previous videos to find out. I can't show you what happened, but I can talk to it, and I have. So let's find some coffee. I'll tell you what, if I don't find coffee on this street, then we have a major problem. There's a pub, bistro, ice cream, the fire station, the post office, and the museum. Okay, this is kind of weird. I mean, there are restaurants, but who, I mean, this is the kind of town where you find all these coffee shops for sure. I'm keeping my eyes open. Liquor, no. Fast food, grocery, no. I have to have missed something. This is really weird, and we're back in the residential here. So I don't know what's going on. I really don't. There's a bakery that'll have coffee for sure. Can I park somewhere? No. Bakery. That would be nice. Okay, so it is going to rain just a little bit, so I am going to put the camera away and put my rain gear on, and I'll see you in a couple hours. Welcome to this glorious rest stop in British Columbia. That's a mountain, and that is a mountain. More specifically, that is Mount Robson, an area that I admittedly kind of overlooked and discounted when I planned my trip. That's going to go in here. I used it to clean the visor on my helmet. Yeah, that's just a glorious... Am I right in saying that that's one of the tallest mountains in Canada? It has to be. Look at the snow caps and everything. So we're north of Valemount. I don't know. I think it's Valemount. And I put the camera back on the helmet because, well, look at all of this. and I did get some rain, but Mount Robson was too good, and the weather was turning. You know, this was coming back, and then it was getting warmer, and then yeah, so I'm really happy that I put the rain gear on. It's funny because once you make the decision of putting the rain gear on, it's almost as if you're hoping for rain, because that kind of confirms that you've made the right decision of putting the rain gear on. I was saying before that this is an area that I almost kind of overlooked and discounted when I planned my trip. It was just about passing through here on the way to Sheridan for the cottage. It was just, well, okay, it's Highway 5 and we get to Kamloops, and I mean, it is what it is. But lo and behold, the mountains are different than yesterday. If you haven't seen that video, go watch that. I made a whole episode on just my path up the Rockies and up the Glacier Parkway, the Icefield Parkway, I should say, which was glorious. No, today they're different. They're spaced out a bit more. Most of them have trees almost all the way up. Like, they're a bit lower. They're not as high, apart from those peaks, of course. But as you can see, even that majestic, you know, lump of earth there has trees almost all the way up. Now, some are dead. Maybe there was a burn there a couple of years ago, but I mean, the tree line is a lot higher up, and we're only 800 meters elevation, so we are a lot lower than yesterday. But it is beautiful, and it gives you more of an angle towards, like, these mountains, for example. And Mount Robson was just in the back. I don't know if you can see it from I'm going to try to actually stop at this little rest and give you an angle of on this side, because it's just completely insane. Like, this road coming up must be as good as or better than coming down. There's a little bit of a pull away here, and I'm just going to stop for a second to give you an angle. But I'm not going to take a picture, but it's just completely insane, the angle. Hang on. So I'm just going to pull in here real quick, and I'm just going to turn my head and give you a view of Robson from the other way, from underneath, because that is incroyable. Incroyable. Like, that is Robson from the other direction. Like, isn't that just insanely good? Picture time, not a selfie. I mean, look at that. Onwards. Okay, so we're approaching the junction for the 5, and we will grab that, cross the river on the left. People are rafting, people on bikes, fantastic. That was a great road. On a nice day like today, the first half of it was rainy and terrible, but the second half, very nice indeed. All right, so grabbing the 5. Wow, look at this. This is promising for the last 340 clicks. Probably take 1 or 2 breaks in there. If I see something nice, I will show you. Alright, take it easy, bud. to try to widen this highway. Turn it into like a dual carriageway type thing. So there's a town about 30 clicks ahead. 15-20 minutes. I'm going to stop there anyways because I really need to eat. I need a proper meal. I'd like a burger, if I'm honest. I burned through that breakfast meal at camp. I didn't show you much of camp. There were kids and stuff. I didn't have the camera out for any of that, like I said, this morning. Still a really nice road. I'm just concerned about the cloud cover here. It just came on suddenly, and it does in the mountains like this. This is a nice road. We're steadily going down. It's not getting any warmer. It's still around 22. But yeah, around 700, and I guess, I don't know where Kamloops is, 600 maybe? But we're consistently going downhill. Okay, this is Blue River, the town that is. I've seen Blue River, and it's more green than anything. It's got a really nice view of that mountain range over there. And at the first sight of decent food, I'm stopping. A, because look at the sky above, and B, I am famished. Even if it's gas station, I need to find something to eat. This seems like a really small kind of danky town. Am I gonna have to live on a Cliff Bar? There's an inn. There's an Esso with a travel center. Is that food? Alright, let me pull in here anyways because I really need to find something to eat. If I have to, I'll have a Cliff Bar just for an hour or so, but I really need to consume some calories here. Come on, bud, let's do this. Yes, thank you. I think I'm just gonna put the bike somewhere kind of quiet and look at my phone. I do have service. So this is a kind of a what do I do for food situation. I thought this would be a proper town, and evidently I was wrong. There's only so much the GPS will tell you. You need to get your phone out and take a look. So let's do that. Alright, so I looked at my phone, and I'll be honest, it's not very upscale, but that across the road is the grill, aptly named. As according to my phone at least, there is only one, and I shall be going there for lunch. Not much of a choice in the matter, honestly. I have to eat, and it is what it is, and it's a place where I can kind of sit and look at my phone. So that's what we are doing. I'm taking the gloves off for a glorious few seconds here. I usually never do that. I always ride with full protection. But since we are essentially crossing the street, sustenance is required. Alright, I'll report back when I've eaten. Alright, so it's about 2.5 minutes later. I still haven't eaten. The very nice gentleman that runs this fine establishment has informed me that, unfortunately, the kitchen closes at 2. It's 1:30, but I don't know. And then reopens at 4, and I'm not waiting that long. But he's told me that there's something called the Shack, which should be close by. And he says that should be open. So I'm tempted to check that out. And if that is also shut, then all hope will be lost, and I will have to resort to the Cliff Bar. Grizzly Food Shack, yep. And there are people there, which is a good omen. Oh, that's the train you might be hearing. Okay, first things first, I need to figure out if it's gonna rain. Something tells me it will. And this shack isn't gonna give me much weather protection. It's a beautiful view. I just hope it were sunny. Anyways, let me try this shack thing. Alright, so folks, I have not found the food. So I've been here for like 10 minutes. Maybe I should have ordered, but anyways, I went to see the nice lady who owns the place, and she was like, dude, I got like 5 or 6 orders to do. I'm gonna need like 25 minutes. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm gonna need to find the food. And so yeah, I ate a Cliff Bar and decided just to leave. It's really noisy here. I'm not knocking the people who live here, don't get me wrong. I expect, you know, people who live here, like, you're gonna want to find some food, aren't you? Like, I don't know. So I'm a little bit upset, but I spent, and this is the funny bit, I spent like 10 minutes talking to this extremely talkative and passionate older gentleman. He was on that 1200 GS, the old one. And he talked to me about gravel and off-road and all this stuff, and he just kept going on and on about how I was super top heavy and this and that. And I mean, I get it, you know, I'm just starting out, maybe I am overpacking. I do find that I do have a couple of superfluous items, like some of the stuff I have in the bags might not be required, you know. You saw in my packing video kind of what I bring, and you know, I didn't use the saw, and I almost used it yesterday because I found a big tree limb that I could have probably cut up and burnt and stuff, but then they told me that the firewood was free, so I just kind of, you know, grabbed it and whatever. So, you know, but that doesn't weigh anything. It's not, you know, I know it adds up, but it's not like I'm adding 45 pounds to my pack. The one thing that I know is heavy and that I didn't kind of take into consideration enough, I think, is, in my opinion, I packed too many clothes. Now, I do have a few days off, or a few days where I'm not going to do much riding, or at least I'm not going to travel like I've just done. Anyways, I'm going to go on this for a bit. I've eaten, so I have like a bit of a caloric rush intake. I feel a bit better than I did 20 minutes ago, just having eaten that bar. And I'll see where this road takes me. We are going down still, and this valley, I hope, will take me into kinder pastures, both for weather and for food. Still, could be worse. This road is absolute shite. Highway 5. I just want to get to Kamloops. Like, it's not complicated. I'm not asking for much. You can kind of hear the exasperation in my voice. I'm looking forward to a shower and to clean my bowels. I can't seem to be able to get in the front, or to see the front of this line anyways. Alright, so we're back behind our friend here. There's really not much to look at. I mean, it's just construction all the time. This road is garbage. I took advice and actually took this road based on that advice. Anyways, it's fine. We'll get there. Just a bit later than I thought. I thought I was going to be early to the hotel. I was like, oh, I'm going to have to take my time, make sure I'm not there before 3 for check-in. And anyways, we're in the foothills now. The mountains are long gone. We're steadily dropping in elevation down around 550 right now. And it's 29 degrees, so we're also in the it's hot again environment. No sign of rain clouds, which I'm happy for, because there's nothing worse than having to wear your rain kit at 30 degrees. So yeah, I'm looking forward to a break here in, I hope, 10 to 12 minutes or so, if I can just keep this speed up. God. See ya. It would be a nice road to ride on, provided we didn't have to deal with the massive, you know, infrastructure project next door for like 4 hours. I get why they build these things next to highways. It's obviously easier to get materials and people in and out, but it's just non-stop. So I'm gonna have to look, tonight I'm gonna look it up. Like, are we dealing with this on the 5 the whole time? Like, I'm not really keen on that. Down to Vancouver, I don't know. I just want to do these 27 next clicks, and I really hope Clearwater is a sizable town, so that it has like at least a fast food implement of some sort, so that I can have a quick, easy, painless, known commodity type of situation to satiate myself before Kamloops. Alright, what do we got here? What do we got here? What do we got here? Give me something good. Give me something good. Do it. Give me it. Please give me something. I would rather have double pneumonia than, yes, there's an A&W over there. I'm having that. I am having that. Yes. I have never been happier to see an A&W. My favorite fast food burger, ladies and gentlemen, and there is an Tim Hortons if I have to wait out a storm or something. Because who knows, there's some stuff over there that I don't like the sight of. Then maybe that's what that looks like. Maybe it's a Tim Hortons with a long cup of coffee, cold brew. Okay, how do we do this? Right here. Okay, so the GoPro battery gave out just as I stepped into the or rolled into the parking lot here. So a fresh battery, and I've had a burger and some fries and a chicken wrap. I am restored. 125 clicks to the hotel. I'm really looking forward to that, and lo and behold, I think it's gonna rain. Do it. Oh God. So they're putting roundabouts in town where people don't know how to take them, and it's exceedingly worrisome. Anyways, in the meantime, it looks like it's going to rain, and if it does, I have to be ready. So I've hatched up a bit of a plan. I have gone for what is known in the racing world as intermediate rain. So I put on the bottom half of my rain suit, which takes the longest to put on. So I put that on in the comfort of the parking lot at 32 degrees with like 90% humidity. It just felt like home, really. And then the top half is the dry. So the coat is in this pocket here in the front, and that takes 2 seconds to access and put on, really no problem. And what I've done as well is I've put the rain gloves, the Gore-Tex gloves, in the top case. That's just pop open, grab your gloves and go. And the GoPro is one clip on the bottom, and it comes right off. Like, there's no wiring, there's nothing. It just comes right off, and the microphone comes right off with it. So that's easy enough. So as soon as it starts drizzling, if I'm not recording, I might record the frantic try to get off, try to, you know, stay on the side of the road or something, or get off in one of these little side streets or whatever, and then put the raincoat on and take the camera off. God, this thing is quick. Okay, so since the sun is gone because of all the clouds, it's a bit cooler, which I enjoy very much, 28, and it's a bit more quiet because of construction kind of ending back in that town, hopefully on a less consistent level. Oh, it's starting to rain. Shit. There's a road coming up. I'm gonna have to stop. Okay, so here's that frantic attempt at protecting myself. All right, stopping here before shit gets messy. I knew it. All right. I'll see you at the hotel, but this has to happen now.